account. Yes, we made dreams happen and achieved the second best result. There is success in following these guides, and I'm sure everybody who is watching is back because they want success again. But we are at the Nightmare Fuel GP event this week, which we are looking forward to getting started, and hopefully we're going to get you a very good result. That's what we've got to absolutely aim for. Now let me know, what do you think of the boost this week, Ghoul Fuel? I think it's great that we've got such a good boost in line for rewards this week. Now let's take a look and look ahead. We have got Mr. Max Verstappen receiving a 10% stat boost this week, and we've also got the legendary driver of Jackie Stewart as well. Now we've also got two parts receiving a 10% boost. They are Fury, and we've also got then Descent as two parts receiving that boost. Then over on the right hand side, we will have your sponsor task of race points. Now remember, race points will be different per different difficulty. 5 for champion, for example. And then your boost, like we mentioned before, is Ghoul Fuel, which is overtaking of 25, 10 power unit, and it's got 15 pit time. So it's a very good boost for them overtaking and power unit tracks. And even just the overtaking tracks, it's going to be very, very good at. So we're going to get into the strategy guide. We're going to run you through the GP event first, and we've got some more additions for you on the strategy guide. So make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe so we can get to 20,000 subscribers, and make sure to hype the videos as well. I'm getting too old for this stuff, what they bring out, but every little helps, that is for sure. So we cross over to the intermission zone and we look at our game for the first time then. So we know, of course, that we have the Nightmare Fuel event. We've just been through those 10% as well. Now, legendary drivers are available. I'm not going to be talking about legendary drivers for the selected drivers. However, I would recommend to you that if you have those drivers available and they are better, then of course you can potentially use them. As we mentioned, the sponsor task, you only need to use one or the other. So Verstappen or Mansell this time in Champion will get you an extra 5 points. In Contender, it is a case of Verstappen or Mansell as well for a +4, and it's only one of them from what I can see. Yep, all level 1s as well. In Challenger, it's all level 1s, and you've only got to use one of Max Verstappen Common, Fury or Descent in your setups. And Junior, it's Isaac Hadjar. So I really recommend, you have to be going for the race points this weekend. You absolutely have to go for them race points. Obviously, the Ghoul Fuel boost is in there as well. Now, quick little tip, by the way. If you are looking at entering the GP, and if you go down to this button and click Asset Limit, it will tell you what your loadout already looks like. So you can build your setup prior to the GP event. That's a very handy tip for you right there. Now, Wednesday qualifying is random. Thursday and Friday is more around your grouping. So the circuits we're going to focus on in this strategy guide: Abu Dhabi for race number 1. We've got Singapore for race number 2. That's going to be in wet conditions. We have got Bahrain at race number 3. And we have got Las Vegas at race number 4. So, to help you out then, we're going to cross over to the strategy area. We're going to start with Abu Dhabi, and it's going to be in the dry conditions, of course. Just testing you there until you get too excited. So, here is our strategy guide. Overtaking drivers are required around here. I'll move out the way in a moment, as well as a power unit setup. So you want to be going power unit setup, whatever series you're in. You've got 8 laps to come, and it predominantly features a 2-stop strategy. But when you get to Champion, 4 hard is a unbelievable strategy and works very, very well. Now you can see your track map in the middle just here. Obviously, we've got the direction of the track. DRS down that back straight is the best place to use it. And of course, attack in the corners. Conserve when you basically can't go down them straights quicker. So make sure to get that power unit back. Now, moving out the way, drivers, of course, we're not picking the legendaries. You can if you have them. But Hamilton, again, is going to feature quite a lot. But they are your junior, challenger, contender and champion drivers that you need to look at. But remember, it all depends on levels. So it depends what level you have them. And the boosts, you've got Unstoppable, Ghoul Fuel, Dragon, Roostat, Glitz, Skull, Impact and Taurus. Now, a bonus feature this week, let's talk power unit setup. So you can take a look at these for junior. And then in challenger, we've got this setup that I'd recommend using. We have got into contender, we've got the following setup, and champion, we have finally got this setup as well. So they are the power unit setups that I would recommend here in this GP event. Of course, just make sure that you're always using the sponsor task, and it does depend on what level you have drivers and parts. So always pick your strongest, but that is what I would recommend first of all. Now heading off to Singapore then, in wet conditions. So Singapore, when we find it, here we go. So you've got race start and power unit again this week of Singapore. And you should be familiar, same setup as Abu Dhabi, but different drivers. You're going to go for race start drivers this time. It's predominantly going to be a 2-stop race, with champion potentially reaching out to the 1-stop. In the middle then, your track map right here, DRS in a couple of places as highlighted, but it's a very tricky track. You can also use it down that back straight, which is the top left blue section, where you want to get some DRS. Now moving myself out the way quickly, drivers, you got Bearman featuring and Alonso featuring quite a lot, but always check your parts, drivers, and your 10% on the driver boost this week. And then the boosts, Surf, Frost, Gladiator, Rooster, and Instinct are very good around here. We've got the same sort of setups then required because it is still a power unit circuit. So you've got your junior setup, your challenger setup is right there too. We've also got your contender setup again for any players up there, and then champion as well. So we've got all your setups. Obviously these are just recommendations, so again, just make sure you're always including the sponsor task, especially when it is race points. That is absolutely key. We move on to another circuit of Bahrain then this time. This is in dry conditions, and this is going to be hopefully a good circuit for you. So tyre management drivers, you're going to want the same power unit setup for Bahrain, so that is absolutely key. Predominantly a 2-stop circuit. 3 medium, 2 softs are in there. We've got the softs full usage as well. 4 medium is very strong. And just a tip, it's not on here, but 90 tyre management will get you a 4 soft. Nice and easy. Your track map, home straight for DRS, absolutely vital. You can use it down the back straight as well. Attacking the corners, but power unit tracks you should be scoring fairly decent at. Now if I get out of the way, your tyre management drivers, Norris features quite a lot, Hamilton is in there as well, Pierre Gasly too. There's some very good drivers in the series of each difficulty, so make sure to check them and see which ones you have at the best levels. And the boosts, Frost, Dragon, Pretzel, Iron Force, Butterfly, Deadfast, Pumpkin Surf, Instinct, Self-Control all feature tyre management and power unit. And you should be familiar with the setups by now. It's the same setup for the first 3 circuits, so you should be absolutely key, absolutely perfect. You've just got to make sure you change the drivers. That is the absolute key thing that you do in this week's GP event, because the 4th race is not a power unit track, so you've got to make sure you look out for this. Las Vegas in dry conditions is up next, and overtaking drivers will be required. So it's the same as Abu Dhabi for your drivers, but you need to make sure you put a speed setup on your car. 6 laps to come, mainly a 1-stop. You don't want to be doing a 2-stop around this circuit. There are your recommended tyre management levels. Now in the middle, your track map, 3 places to use DRS. Just conserve down the other 2 when you're not using DRS. That is key. Now, moving myself out the way, driver-wise then, you should already know Hamilton features, Bearman features, we've got some Russell in there as well, so just make sure to select your highest overtaking drivers at this circuit. And the boosts, Unstoppable, Eternal Flame, Hex, Fireworks, Skull, Eclipse, Impact, Street Shark, Taurus, and Warrior. These are some of the best boosts that feature both overtaking and speed. And then, your speed setups, as detailed. Junior, this is some of the parts that I would recommend for you. Challenger, with some of your parts as well. We then move on to contender setups with speed that I found works quite well. And then also in champion, that is your speed setup as well. So again, as we come through this strategy guide, you've got to absolutely make sure that these are picking your drivers and picking your parts based on what is classified as your highest levels. I can tell you what part, but if you don't have the part or you haven't got it at a high level, there probably will be other parts available or other drivers that are better. So I can give you the recommendations. Obviously, check your legendary drivers this week because legends are available, but go ahead and smash it. We've had some great rewards coming through, and now we want to get you continuing because this week is a very good boost. So we've got to get you through to the Nightmare Fuel event final round and try our very best. But good luck. Let me know what you think of the car setup inclusions, and hopefully we'll see you on track.